It was a blustery afternoon in the small coastal town of Harbor's Edge, where the wind off the ocean had a mind of its own, whipping through the streets like an invisible prankster. Sarah Thompson, a 32-year-old elementary school teacher, was rushing to catch the bus after a long day of wrangling energetic third-graders. Her floral sundress fluttered around her legs as she hurried along the sidewalk, clutching her tote bag filled with grated papers and a half-eaten apple. Little did she know that gusty wind was about to turn her ordinary day into something extraordinary and utterly mortifying. Just as she reached the crosswalk, a particularly strong blast of air caught the hem of her dress, lifting it high enough to reveal more than she ever intended. Time seemed to slow as Sarah's cheeks burned with embarrassment. Onlookers froze, an elderly couple on a bench, a group of teenagers scrolling on their phones, and right there, directly in her path, a man with a young girl clinging to his hand. The single dad, Mark Reynolds, a 35-year-old mechanic who'd lost his wife to cancer 2 years earlier, was out for an ice cream run with his daughter, Lily. In that split second, as Sarah's dress defied gravity, Mark's eyes widened, not in shock or amusement, but in immediate, protective instinct. What he did next shocked everyone watching. Instead of averting his gaze or laughing it off like some might, Mark swiftly shrugged off his denim jacket and draped it around Sarah's waist in one fluid motion, shielding her from the prying eyes of the street. "Whoa there, Wynn's got a sense of humor today," he said with a gentle smile, his voice steady and kind, as if this were the most natural thing in the world. Lily, his 6-year-old with wide blue eyes and pigtails, giggled innocently. "Daddy's a superhero," she exclaimed, tugging at his sleeve. The crowd murmured in surprise, some applauding softly, others whispering about the unexpected chivalry in an age of indifference. Sarah, still flustered, tied the jacket securely and stammered her thanks. I don't know what to say. That was so kind of you." Mark just shrugged. "No big deal. Happens to the best of us. I'm Mark, this is Lily." And just like that, in the midst of her humiliation, Sarah felt a spark of warmth she hadn't experienced in years. If you're hooked already, hit that like button and subscribe for more heartwarming stories that remind us of the good in people, because you never know when a simple act of kindness could change everything. Sarah's life hadn't been easy lately. After a messy breakup with her fiancé 6 months ago, she'd thrown herself into her work, teaching kids about fractions and fairy tales while ignoring the ache in her own heart. She lived alone in a cozy apartment overlooking the harbor, surrounded by books and plants, but loneliness crept in during quiet evenings. That day, the wind incident felt like the universe's cruel joke, amplifying her vulnerabilities. But Mark's gesture lingered in her mind as she boarded the bus, his jacket still wrapped around her like a comforting hug. Mark, on the other hand, was no stranger to hardship. Widowed at 33, he'd quit his high-stress job in the city to move back to Harbor's Edge, where he could raise Lily in a simpler environment. He worked at the local auto shop, fixing engines by day and reading bedtime stories by night. Lily was his world, a bright, curious girl who asked endless questions about her mom in heaven. Mark dated sporadically, but nothing stuck. He was too guarded, too focused on protecting his daughter from more loss. That afternoon, helping Sarah wasn't about romance, it was reflex, born from years of being the steady rock for those around him. Fate, however, had other plans. The next morning, Sarah returned to the auto shop where Mark worked, his jacket freshly laundered and folded in her arms. "I had to bring this back," she said, stepping into the garage amid the clang of tools and the scent of motor oil. Mark looked up from under a car's hood, wiping grease from his hands. "You didn't have to rush. Keep it if the wind picks up again." They shared a laugh, and what started as a quick thank you turned into coffee at the diner next door. Over steaming mugs, they talked, really talked. Sarah opened up about her ex, how he'd left her feeling inadequate and unlovable. "I thought I had it all figured out," she confessed, stirring her spoon absent-mindedly. "But now, every little thing feels like a setback." Mark nodded, his eyes softening. "I get it. After Emily passed, I felt like the ground vanished under me. Raising Lily alone, it's terrifying. You second-guess everything. For the first time in months, Sarah felt seen, not pitted. Mark shared stories of late-night worries, like when Lily had a fever and he panicked, calling his sister at 2 a.m. Their vulnerabilities intertwined, creating an unexpected bond. As days turned to weeks, their chance encounter blossomed into friendship. Sarah volunteered to help Lily with homework after school, turning math lessons into games with stickers and laughter. Lily adored her, calling her Miss Sarah with a toothy grin. Mark appreciated the extra hands, but more than that, he valued Sarah's empathy. She understood grief without trying to fix it. One evening, as they walked along the beach, Lily skipping ahead collecting shells, Mark admitted, "I didn't expect this. You showing up, it's like a breath of fresh air." But challenges loomed. Sarah's insecurities resurfaced when she overheard gossip at school. That single dad? He's got baggage. Careful, girl. Doubt crept in. Was she ready for this? Could she handle stepping into a family still healing? Mark faced his own demons. A well-meaning friend warned him, "Don't rush, man. Lily's attached already. What if it doesn't work?" The turning point came during a stormy night. Lily had a nightmare about losing her dad, sobbing in his arms. Mark called Sarah in a moment of desperation, and she drove through the rain to be there. Sitting on the edge of Lily's bed, Sarah sang a lullaby her own mother had taught her, stroking the girl's hair until she drifted off. In the kitchen afterward, Mark poured them tea, his voice thick with emotion. "I don't know how to do this without screwing up," he admitted. "Emily was my everything. But you make me want to try again." Sarah took his hand. "I'm scared too. But maybe that's okay. We can figure it out together." In that vulnerable exchange, they confronted their fears head-on, choosing hope over hesitation. Their relationship deepened slowly, with relatable milestones that mirrored everyday life. Picnics in the park where Lily chased butterflies, quiet dinners where they shared dreams. Mark wanted to open his own garage someday. Sarah dreamed of writing children's books. Challenges arose, like when Sarah's ex showed up unannounced, stirring old wounds. He begged for forgiveness, but Sarah, bolstered by Mark's quiet support, stood firm. "I've found something real," she told him. "And I deserve it." Mark's challenge peaked during Lily's school play. As the little girl performed as a flower in the spring recital, Mark froze backstage, overwhelmed by memories of Emily attending similar events. Sarah noticed, slipping her hand into his. "She's got both of us now," she whispered. That night, they talked until dawn, resolving to honor the past while embracing the future. Mark proposed therapy for the family, a step he'd avoided, and Sarah agreed, committing to building trust brick by brick. Months passed, and the town buzzed with their story. The wind's mishap turned into a local legend of kindness sparking love. Sarah and Mark's wedding was simple, on the beach where they'd shared their first deep conversation. Lily, as flower girl, scattered petals with glee. "You're my bonus mom," she told Sarah, hugging her tightly. In the end, what started with a gust of wind became a testament to human connection. Mark's shocking act wasn't just chivalry, it was a reminder that in our most exposed moments, true kindness can heal. Sarah learned to embrace vulnerability, Mark rediscovered joy, and Lily gained a family whole again. Life's winds may lift us unexpectedly, but it's how we respond, and who we let catch us, that defines our story. If this tale touched your heart, smash that like button, subscribe for more inspiring narratives, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story of hope and second chances. What's your own story of unexpected kindness? Share in the comments below.